Hello, this reading is going to be for today. This new moon in Libra is bringing with it some really interesting energy, and I know you're going to want to see this reading. Stay tuned. A little note, this reading was done on my computer, so the quality is not as good as it normally is, but the sound is amazing. All right, we'll see you in the reading. So I'm really excited that I am just putting this reading out to you guys today. So welcome. If you guys don't know me, my name is Carey. I'm a medium and a mentor, and I'm just kind of dubbing over my initial, chat that I have going on here. This is actually a reading I did to check out my microphone and just sort of check things out. And so as you can see, it doesn't have, I'm very unglam. My lighting's a little crazy, but it's such a good reading. And I just felt like, you know what? I got to give it to the people. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys pick up on this. It's just getting started, so have fun. Ace of Wands and then the Lover's card. I'm really noticing the snake. That is really coming up to me right away. Snake is just coming to me in the fort. Look at how also on this deck in particular, how gorgeous that is. That glow, that shimmer of that snake. And let's just talk about it for a minute. Eve and Adam's, the archetype of them, right? And what that was about and how they were encouraged to not try and find their spiritual wisdom information. They were really asked not to challenge what was being told to them, asked not to find it for themselves. Let's just think about that for a minute. So what we're thinking is that, what does this mean for us when we go off independently and we start to think for ourselves and we maybe question things and we break away from what would be norms? And we start to possibly to connect in with something else that our intuition is giving us or our guides are preparing us for, and that we feel a sense of other, that we don't feel like we're in the same consciousness or frame as our neighbors, our friends, the society we live in. We really have to think about that, right? And is there a fear if we do something different? Well, certainly it's ingrained into us that we will be, on some level, we will be kicked out of the kingdom. Okay, we're going to be kicked out of the social group. We're going to stand up. But really, what does it mean when we stand up? We stand up, we create a new path, we create a new option, not just for ourselves, but for others. Page of Pentacles coming through. So we're being given a new opportunity for something else to build, to invest in, to be given from our own experience, not to follow someone else's information, because that's the point of divinity. We come here with our own blueprints, our own soul path, and our own information. And if we are just letting the tidal wave of everybody else go through, what new information is going to come in? Not much. So let's take a look at the Two of Wands then too. If we think about her, she's been given two options of where she's headed. And so she's coming forward saying, hey, now's the time that I possibly also want to go forth. And I'm taking this inspiration that I had and moving it into another place. That's what we're getting. And where's that taking us? Haha. This is making sense. All right. So the 10 of Pentacles and the Hangman are coming in for this reading today. Again, Spirit, all that gold is really coming out to me. Gold represents, I believe, yes, divinity, but it also represents prosperity and abundance. And that been taking the lead, doing what you feel is right, not having to get approval. I'm just going to sit with that for a moment. So 10 of Pentacles has really always been that card that we know to be like, what are we wanting to invest in? What do we want to, what's our long-term vision? And where is that? And I believe for many of us, we're on pause with that right now with this Hangman, which we can see, because the Hangman is showing us maybe we need to look at things slightly differently before we move forward. So maybe the things we thought we wanted initially, maybe we need to shift those, and we need to be a little bit more in alignment with possibly information we're getting that might differ from the initial plan. This is good. We have 9 of Wands in the reverse. So we're not trusting our experiences. 10 of Wands carrying a burden. So this to me is like, this only comes 9 of Wands, right? Anyway, only comes when we have put in the time and we've seen we have, again, put in the reps. We know it's challenging. We've experienced burnout, setbacks. I'm hearing like jet lag, which is really like an after effect of when you've just pushed yourself so far and you have to reset your energy. So there's something there that's really saying, wait a minute, you forgot lessons you've learned before. And now because of that, you're carrying the burden for others. And it's because this is going back to the very beginning of this reading, which is that, remember we said 7 versus 8. And let's just look at that from a numerology perspective anyway, right? When you have gone through the number 7 is also a number of discernment. It means you have to start choosing. And you're not going to take everything with you when you have number 7, right? You want to move then into you have to move forward onto number 8. So it's a pathway, I think, of inspiration and investigation. And also learning that you can't take everything with you. And you know what else I'm hearing? You can't take everyone with you as well. You cannot take everybody with you. It's just going to be, yep. Temperance card. That's the sign of Sagittarius. Sorry, got like one little hair coming out. That's the sign of Sagittarius. That is the sign of taking something from one place to the next. But the Capricorn keeps us stuck in these repetitive patterns that keep us distressed, losing our energy. This can be really connected to what they call patterns that are very destructive for you, possibly addiction related. And then you're the best you can, your spirit guides, your energy is trying to take that density of that energy and shift it into something much more clear. Okay. My guides want me to take all the rest of these cards. So that's what we're going to do for this final part of this reading. Let me know in the comments if this resonates. Yeah. Yes. Oh gosh. Okay. This is just like coming forward on every level we can possibly imagine that we like in this reading. It's just giving me everything. Love. Oh, okay. Take a moment. Breathe. The Fool card, right? New experiences, new journeys. This is just a whole new place. Maybe I'm also hearing there's a need to be brave. There's a need to step up. There's a need for the next experience to come along. And you just can't go backwards to where you've already completed the mission is what I'm hearing. 4 of Wands, part of you wants to go back to things being a little simpler, uncomplicated, which is very understandable. And when things were a little bit more predictable and you knew what to expect. The number 4 really tells us that there's this level. We like, I always say to my students, we like 4 walls, 4 corners in a building, 4 directions, right? 4 elements. So 4 can really be a place when we're feeling at certain points along our journey. We can really get very comfortable with it being just where it is. Like, ooh, okay, we're settling in. We are getting comfortable, but don't get too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. What do we need to do to change that dynamic? A couple things are here. So the High Priestess is coming in very clearly for us, friends. And she is telling us we need to tap into that energy of the moon, the mother. If you work with any of the goddesses that would be connected to the moon, Selene, Hecate, Artemis. If you just want to tap into that part of yourself, your ancient priestess self. That's where you can get the new design of which direction to go in, because some of you feel like you don't know which ways you're meant to go. Okay. And that would be true, except for you don't need to know every part of the path yet, because spirit is really trying to indicate for you that, they've got you, that your guides, Two of Cups, your own higher self, right? Your ancestors, loved ones in the spirit world, they've got you, right? That's all you. So take that time right now just to kind of connect and say, what's my life path direction? What direction am I headed in? Where are we going? And what's the next step? Very exciting time. And then finally, the last card, which will be the last part of this reading, we have the wonder of the star card. That means we've been through those really pivotal, tracking, difficult times of like the devil card, judgment, the hermit, right? Justice. And we are headed right squarely into then figuring out what is it that we want to build? What is it we want to create? Again, we've moved past the number 7 and we are in the number 9 now, which to me is shining very bright. And also is the light of the star is shining down specifically on the beauty of all the things that you want to create, desire, and manifest. So this reading was so good. Even I feel like, who knows if I'll post this, but let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. Where are you on your path? I hope you like, share, follow. I would love to see you again. All right. Take care.